Hi, babe. I do not know what happened. Um, I was making a video and I was about 2 or 3 minutes in, and it just went to the home screen. And when I went to the video, it it only recorded 10 seconds of it, even though it was recording. I could see it recording. It's 30 seconds right now. I'm a bit annoyed, but basically, here's what I was saying. Right. Firstly, I'll tell you about how my birthday went. Secondly, I told you the time. I know the time difference can be sometimes annoying to think about. Like not really to me, but maybe to you. Sometimes thinking it could be like uh, 9 a.m. for you, but for me it would be 2 a.m. Yeah, yeah. Like so, it's around that now actually, but um, yeah. So like in a normal person would be asleep. I'm not tired, by the way. So, yes, if you tell me to go for a nap, I'm very. See, whenever I shave, I get very. Um, my face goes very dry, and I do. I don't use moisturizer. I should use more moisturizer, but I do wash my face a lot and make sure my face is clean. But it's just I do suffer from dry skin, so it's not like a lack of hygiene or anything. It's to do with, just, and I think it's inherited from my dad. He had psoriasis, so he had like big rash on his skin, like nothing that I was like, wow, that's terrible looking or anything. But yeah, I could tell he was a bit self conscious about it, but also I can't talk loud because it's nighttime. So if I have to whisper a bit, then I'll do that. So hopefully you can hear me well. If you're listening, please listen to it in headphones. And yes, I will make multiple parts because what it means is that if I go for 10 minutes, then I could upload that. It'll be quicker. And if you're still doing the shower, which to be honest, I get PTSD every time you mention shower because there's time where you said you're going for a shower and then you didn't come back for like 10 hours. I know there was other things to that, but as long as you don't take, I don't know why it takes so long because for me, I know there's probably other things you're doing as well, like maybe breakfast or something. But if someone said they're going for a shower, they would be 15, 20 minutes, maybe a half an hour, and then they'd be back because they would be taking their time to wash up and then to dry themselves, dry their hair, stuff like that there. But like up to an hour, like, if it was just solely a shower. But I know there's other things, so don't worry, I'm not criticizing, and I don't need to know everything, it's not my business, but um, I appreciate you telling me, like, it's just hopefully you don't, like when someone says you're going for a shower, it's not like you've told me, oh, I'm going away for several hours. So, like, the only reason I'm saying it is because I want more conversation with you. And of course I do, I miss you a lot. And, what I was saying in the video that just went away, I made sure, I know rightly that I didn't uh, mistakenly press anything with my left hand. This my right hand, my left hand, I'm ambidextrous, which means I use both hands. So, uh, well, I'll tell you in a second. But sometimes if like if you're holding your hand and maybe your thumb goes on, but even if it did that, the stop button is at the bottom, and the home button is even lower than that. So there was a glitch. I don't understand. There was some glitch, and to be honest, this video is longer than the last one so far, so we're good. But yeah, I think that, oh, well, basically, yes, like what I was saying was what's very important is Eileen, talking to you is my birthday present, and that's better than anything I've ever had. I, I want you so bad. That's why I get grumpy when I can't talk to you, and to be honest, I think I've got a free pass to be a bit grumpy if I can't talk to you for quite a while, because I miss you and you miss me. So like you've missed me before, but yes, you've. I know that you've waited a long time for me, and it was a very difficult time. Like looking through your Facebook photos, I could see the like the one I sent, but I could see um, some of the things you said, like in the animated ones where like it's a woman hugging a guy, and like yeah, yeah, I could tell that what you were saying in them was something like um, you look through photos, old photos, when you miss me, and old chats as well, which we have plenty. Especially, well, you don't have the other phone, but there was plenty on that phone, tons of it. Well, to be honest, there was tons of it, but because we FaceTimed a lot, like yeah, we're getting closer to actually surpassing it. Maybe, maybe not. Um, but um, what's important is now, and I don't blame you at all. And as I said, and please read that again, if you're ever wondering, because I mean it. I don't just say it, I mean it. Like I get to the point where I just say what I mean, because like I'm at this point in life where I can't be bothered just appeasing somebody. Like it's different in certain circumstances. It's like if, let's just say, uh, a random woman, let's just say that like worked behind a counter or something. I don't know. And she said, "Excuse me, let's say I bought something like like some shopping, grocery shopping," and she said, "Excuse me, sir, weird question. Does my hair look okay?" And let's just say there might have been a bit of a problem with her hair, but it wouldn't be something that given advice would help. Then immediately I would say, "No, your hair looks completely fine. Like I don't see any problem with it. It looks good. Like just being nice. It's a lie, but I'm no expert in hair, so maybe it's a bad example. But let's just say if I thought that there was a problem and it didn't look good, because she said that, I could tell that she would be self conscious about it. So I would tell her, like what's called a white lie. I hate lying. My mother said I'm a terrible liar, and I'm glad, because I get caught out in lying, and I don't want to lie because it's too stressful. And I've stopped lying years ago because there's no point. It helps nobody, and especially not me. So what's the point in basically falsehoods that does not help one person at all? It just hurts everybody, including me. Even if the lie benefited me in some way, there's no point. But what that's called a white lie. What be talking to the woman and saying her hair looks fine. Like if you ask me, does your hair look good? Because you're my girlfriend, because I love you. If I thought there was something a bit off, I would give you more advice. Even though I'm no expert, I would just say, well, I see a bit of your hair is down, or up, just put it down a wee bit, maybe. Like I would try to help, and but I would say the truth. Your hair looks beautiful, and it does. I really love your hair. Always have, and I don't mention it, enough, but I do love dark hair, and brown eyes. Ah, babe, what are you doing to me? Like, comparing this relationship, the relationship, that's what it is, the last one I'll ever have, but not in a bad way. The relationship, the only one that matters. But comparing that to, it's been, well, I went on a date in 2018. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Went on a couple of dates, or was it one? Yeah, it was a couple of dates, two different people. Uh, didn't go anywhere. It was just, not even kissing or anything like that. Sorry, I'm not trying to make you jealous. I'm just telling you, I went on two dates. I talked to them beforehand, but there was no click, and so not compatible. And that was 2018. And before that, I was in a relationship that lasted a few months. So uh, it didn't go anywhere either. But I'm not telling you about the whole history because I'm sure you don't want to know, because you might get a bit annoyed, and I'm sorry if you do, babe, because to be honest, I don't want to hear about your dating history, because it'll make me probably. I'm interested, but it'll make me probably jealous. So I'm very very sorry, babe. I'm very sorry. But I just want you to know me more, and hopefully it clears your mind. Maybe if you start thinking a few things. Like, I hate dating, but I love being in a relationship. If that makes sense, because dating is more stressful, because dating is, you're being tested. It's a test for both parties, for both people, and you feel like you have to be at your utmost best, and that's understandable enough. But like, I've never went on a blind date where they don't know each other, because it's just surprise, or it's this person that you might not be compatible with, and they might not like me, and that's fine. But like, things have changed with the internet, and I met you. You started talking to me, and very quickly, it was September, but I was probably in love with you maybe in September, because I don't fall in love very quickly. It's very difficult for me. But the more relationships I've had a billion relationship or anything like that there, but I mean, as I've had relationships, it's been more and more difficult for me to fall in love, because there's been, like, heartache, being cheated on, and I don't hold that against you or anything. That's them, bad people, bad women that deserve nothing but the worst, in my opinion. I forgive them, and that's because I'm Christian. I pray for them, but they're bad people, and they don't deserve a loving relationship, or maybe they deserve to be cheated on, because it's a hard thing. It's and maybe I sound very vindictive, but like, it destroyed me at the time. But I was weaker then mentally. Like, if I was with that same person now, and I felt the exact same about them, and they cheated on me, I would still be gutted, but I wouldn't be as devastated, because I'm stronger. Because, like, this happened when I was 22, and now 36. 14 years, and that's a long time. Like, the place I've been, prison, like, it toughens you up, like, in a bad way, at the time, but in the long term, it does mentally toughen you. You know, like it really does. Other people kind of, it lets their mind is ruined because of it. Not me. I tend to just say, right, you know, like let's just get on with it. In terms of, let's just say I'm talking about relationships. So, you know, like that was a long time ago, and yeah, I was a wreck, but I already had depression, like bad depression, and it you know it was very difficult for me. So getting into a relationship was actually the wrong time anyway. But you know, like being cheated on, there's no excuse for it. And I know I keep going on about this, but I'm just chatting about some random. It's for you to know me, but basically, what the kind of thing I was talking about is, um, let's just say, right, if you had to put the feelings at a rating out of 100, right? You know, like I thought before, you know, like before meeting you, that I've had like huge numbers like 9 out of 10 and stuff like that there, or 8 out of 10 feelings. Yeah, that might have been 8 out of 10, but I didn't realize that they might that relationship in terms of my feelings might be an 8, but it's certainly not out of 10. It's because when I met you, the bar skyrocketed to 100, let's just say, and you're at a 100. The feelings is just immense. Like I keep mentioning, sorry, I have to lower my voice, but the feelings is just soaring all the time, and I mean that. And please don't think I'm just saying this to be romantic. I do say these things because I know you like them, but they're my feelings as well, and that's the more important thing. You know, like I know sometimes you're quiet, but I know you love me, and sometimes when you do explain it, then I go into a frenzy of just wow, because I know your heart is pure, and you're also gorgeous. Looking at those photographs, see before you messaged me earlier, when I before you know started messaging me earlier, when I was saving them, I was like, I am nowhere near the league to be with this gorgeous woman. But yes, I know you say I'm guapo, so I appreciate that. But like I'm okay looking, you know, like if I was trying to be a bit critical, but the most important thing is you say that I'm guapo. Therefore, I believe I'm guapo. And if you see me as a very handsome man, that's all that I care about. Your opinion means everything. And if you see me as gorgeous and handsome and sexy, that's the kind of thing I was talking about. I don't know, maybe I'm like the kind of like smug look, the kind of like bad boy. Hmm, I'm the bad boy. It's so silly, but all that matters is that you find me handsome and sexy and gorgeous and stuff, and you know already that I find you so amazingly gorgeous. Everything about you, you know, like and in a very broad way. Also, I've also been on record to say that I like Asians. You know, like for example, I'm white. You know, like Western. So, you know, like if I said, "Oh, I like whites," or if I like blacks, which no, but like most people that are white like white, but some people also like Asian women. And I knew from uh, maybe 20, what year is it? Yeah, from 2001, so 25 years. Like, I remember when I was like 11 seeing like an Asian woman model or something in a PlayStation magazine, which they used to do. They used to put like models and stuff. But yes, I knew I like Asian women, but like, because I didn't think I'd meet one, I just didn't expect it. And that's even like, it makes it more spicy, it makes it better. And you may think, huh? you know, you get extra points just by being from where you are. And that doesn't mean that I don't love you for every aspect that I do love you. I do, because, yeah, there would be plenty of Asian women that are terrible people and I wouldn't want to be with them. But you just have every box ticked. My space is going to run out, so I'm going to stop this one and upload it. But once you see this, babe, and I appreciate you watching as usual, but always know that, like, in terms of like the Asian box being ticked, yeah, that just is what it is. You might, for example, like white men more. Don't know. It's fine if you don't, but you find me handsome, so like, it's sort of luck of the draw. But I like God just knew about my suffering uh, in relationships, and got you to be in my life so my heart would explode. As I said, you're 100. Every other relationship combined, in terms of stacking love, doesn't come nowhere close to it. And that's quite that's difficult, but the bar is probably even higher than 100, because, as I said, every day I love you more and more. And I do. I love you so much, Irene. I love you more and more every day. I can't wait to, as soon as this one is uploaded, I will uh, start the next one. I love you so much, babe. Talk to you soon. Don't forget, this will be in a playlist called July. So go to my channel and click July. I'll just have it labeled like this is part one, my birthday video part one. So, okay. So, my guapa, my beautiful guapa. Love you so much, babe.